about Farm Simulator 19. Now, as you can see, I've got a green tractor, which to you people who have not played this game before, it is John Deere. The model is 6155. It's actually a 61M. The last two numbers are basically the horsepower of the vehicle. Now, I've got a feed trailer here behind the tractor. I've actually got a couple more. I've got two more. These trailers are going to be going to where the horses are going to be, and also the cattle as well as sheep. Now, the reason for that is because with one of them you put grass when you've got it near the sheep. Another one you put mixed rations, or total mixed rations, which is TMR, and the other one, same thing, grass, because that's going to go where the horses are. So you're going to have one where the horses are, one with the sheep, and one with the cattle. I've got three road trains down, or two road trains, sorry, down at the start, waiting to be loaded up. Now, with Farm Simulator 19, you can actually buy your silage, buy your grass, buy your hay, and what have you. Whereas Farm Sim 17, you had to do it all by hand. Now, the reason for the change is, for all I know, it could be the fact that a lot of people were complaining about having to do that. Once again, you do have the boards that you can put up, which basically they help you get money. They're like on Farm Sim 17, those little dollar signs that you put up around the place. They gave you $1,000 every hour. These things, I'm not too sure how much they give you every hour. But besides that being the point, I've got quite a few of them down. So let's get started. Now, what I'm going to do is, this tractor, I'm going to take this one up to where the sheep are. There are two more down there which I'm going to take up to the same place, but one of them is going to be put where the cattle, and one's going to be put near the horses, where the horses are going to be. I'm not going to bother with pigs today, at all today. The reason being is because I just want to get this area done, and done fast. The reason for that? Well, I mean, I like the game, but there's other things I want to get done in the game too. I've also got to buy a couple of B-doubles. For you people who don't know what a B-double is, a B-double is a truck that has two trailers, unlike the road train, which I will show you shortly. It's got two trailers coupled up behind it. One trailer, the truck itself has a turntable, or as it's known to certain people, what's the name? I can't think of the name of it, but I'll show you what I mean when I get down to it. Let's get this up to where the horses and sheep and cattle are going to be, shall we? Now, you start the tractor by hitting R1 and square. Lights are R1 and circle. So, let's get going. Now, the lights up on top, they do flash, as you can see. You can turn them on and off. Now, as I said to you, I'm taking this up to where the sheep and cattle and horses are going to be. It will be up this way. So let's get this one to where the horses are. Sorry, not horses, the cattle. There are large ones in the way of chicken coops, there are large ones in the way of horses, there are large ones in the way of cattle and sheep as well. And here we are at the cattle and the sheep area of the horses. So let's get this one into the spot. Into the spot it's got to be in. This is just here. Now also there will be a tanker that I'll have to bring up here as well. First of all, I've got to get this into place. Now with this being here like this, I just switch the engine off and switch the lights off. Now that being where it is, I've just got to wait until I get the other truck up here with silage, and also one with grass and one with hay. The same one with the grass has the hay on it. So let's get a few things up here as well. Here we go with the one for the sheep. This one up. Now, as I said last night in my last broadcast that I did when I was in City Skylines, I said the following: any likes and comments that please give me some likes and comments, especially on this game, because I mean I'm not saying that I'm not new to the game, but I'm reasonably experienced with the game. But if there are any people out there who have likes and comments that they want to put down, go for it. The more likes and comments I get, goes to, and also please subscribe to my channel. You will be notified that I will be broadcasting, so you can watch my broadcast as I go. So let's continue on. Now when I've got the other one up here, when I get this one up, I'm going to get the other one up. And then after that I will show you what the chicken coop is, which I will not do. I will not have chickens. I do not want chickens at all. There's the pigs. That's what the pigs are going to be. So the cattle, I'll leave that tractor off. I don't have any. Doesn't look like we've got any horses. Looks like I've only got sheep and cattle. We have got horses. I don't know. Yeah, I think I have. So let's get these into position. Let's see. I will put this one for now with the tractor here somewhere. Not there. This is for the sheep, this one. So let's put this over here somewhere if I can find a place to put it. I might whack it here for now. Now I've just disconnected this one from that. The reason being is because of the arms and the front, which will be able to get the hay and also silage off the truck when the truck gets up here. Or off the trucks, sorry, because I've got two of them. And they both get up here. I'll deal with the horses later, but right now I will deal with the sheep and cattle. There's the one for the horses. Now this one here is for ploughing. The reason is it's digs into the ground and rips apart the ground for you, which means it turns over the earth and also makes it ready to be planted and then grow. And then now, because I am the way I am in the way of playing this game, I'm not exactly an expert in playing the game, as I said, but I will try my best to do what I've got to do in the way of the game. There are fertilizers and planters that work as one. you do have fertilizers by themselves, and you've got planters by themselves. Now the one I've got over here, connected up just over there on the other side to the other tractor, is a planter by itself. So if I wanted to do some fertilizing, I'd have to buy a second fertilizer, which would connect up to the back of another tractor. That I don't want to do at this moment. The reason being is because, number one, I want to see if I can get it done as fast as possible. Now, I'm not saying that I want to get off fast. I've just got, I just want to get the thing going properly so I can show you guys what it's like in the way of working in the way of this farm. Okay, now this one here I will take down to the yard where the yard will be, or where the yard is, sorry, and then drop it off. And then what I've got to do is I've got to buy a harvester, and then I've also got to buy a harvester for the cotton if I decide to do cotton, which I might do. So basically, as I said, let's get rolling. So this one is going to go over to where the yard will be. So let's put it there. Yes, they're all the same model of tractor that I've done for a reason, because this brand of tractor is a very good tractor. I do know a couple of people who do have farms. They live in, one lives in up north, and I am related to. Another one lives out west on the Richmond line here in Australia and Sydney. And the farm that he owns is a grape farm. Now I know that sounds strange to say grape farm, but that's all he grows is grapes. He doesn't grow any he doesn't grow apples or anything like that. He grows grapes for wineries and all that sort of stuff. The reason being is because he's got a big contract with a winery. I don't know the name of the winery, but he's got a big contract with this winery down south, and the winery actually pay him quite a lot of money. Not just that, there's also one that I do know that has a contract with Woolworths, believe it or not. And my fiance, who works for, or should I say ex-fiance, because I'm hoping to break up with her because of the way she's been. I know that sounds cruel, but it's still, it's got to happen. That's the point. With the way things are, in the way of my mate, with the way of the people that I know in the way of their farms, one actually, believe it or not, has sheep on it and cattle. Now, I did speak to him a few weeks ago, and I told him that I've got Farm Sim 19. He knows that I've got Farm Sim 17, but when I spoke to him about, when I told him about Farm Sim 19, he told me some ideas of Farm Sim 19. I told him that Farm Sim 19 had horses. That he does not have on his farm at all. And he said to me that it would be a good idea for me to do horses because they could bring in quite a bit of money when you raise them up, or when you're raising, you bring them up and then sell them off to let's just drop that there, to stables and whatnot for racing and all that sort of stuff. Now, let's go and put this tractor in its spot where I need it, which will be down here in a few minutes, because I've got to do a few things down where the other tractors are. This here is the planter that I was talking about. This one this one's a fertilizer and planter at the same thing at the same time. At the moment, it is empty. It's got no fertilizer in it, and it's got no corn or no seeding in it. Sorry, at all at the moment. It's empty. So what I can do with this one is I can take it up and then stop, put it in a certain area, uncouple, and then take the tractor and use it for something else. but I'm not going to do that because I want to get these road trains set up and done. This one I very well could use up where the sheep are and the cattle, which I may do, I'm not too sure, because as you can see it's got arms ready for, or not, it hasn't got the arms yet, but it's got hooks in there on the front end for arms for like a backhoe has at the front end of the vehicle. So let's get this down to the yard, and then I'll move the one here that's next to it out of the way and bring one of the road trains in. But before I bring one of the road trains in, I'll show you what I mean with the couple. So let's get this up to where we need it. So look at these there. Don't have too much. Now, I will do, as I said, with City Skylines, over a period of a couple of weeks, I will do a couple of episodes of this to make a little series. And please give me likes and comments on my progress through the farm. The reason being is because I would like that sort of stuff to help me, and as I go along, I probably will get to the point where I will start to fertilise my fields entirely. I'm not too sure yet. The reason being, as I said, I don't really feel like being taking too long in the way of doing it, because as you can see, I'm broadcasting and I do have other things to do in the way of other broadcasts. Drop that there. I'll park this tractor over here with the one over here. Now also, there is one thing you can do with certain tractors. There's one tractor which you can modify completely. It's a vehicle that you can change around. Like, it's when you get it, it starts out with tracks. It's actually what's known as a crawler. And the reason being, or it's actually got crawler, they're actually what's known as crawler tracks. You can actually take those tracks off if you want them to, if you want them off, or you can have it with the crawler tracks on. Now, as I go along through my series, all these vehicles that I've got, including the trucks and trailers that I have, will need to be maintained. So it will be at the point where the vehicle actually needs to be completely, totally and utterly maintained regardless. You'll see what I mean by me saying that. Let's go and have a look at these. There's my ute. Aha, here we go. Here are my road trains. Now, as I said, these trucks here are road trains to the people. To the people who don't know trucks and trucking very well, number one, I have my logistics certificate 3, which helps me get basically into the trucking industry as a manager or a supervisor, as I'm more known. So let's have a look. We've got this trailer here, which will go with the other trailer, and the only reason why that'll go with the other trailer is because of this thing here, which is known as a dolly. Now, if you have a look at the bottom, what I'll do is I'll uncouple the dolly and I'll pull it out, and I'll show you what I mean. First of all, if you have a look at the back of the truck, actually, hang on, I'll do it to this one up front. Now, as you can see, that hook on the back of the truck is on the back, which couples into the back of that trailer. As you can see, if you have a look, you can probably see the hook which goes into the back of this thing here. Now, this thing here is what's known as a 5-point, or it's also known as a turntable. Now, I'll back the truck into it and hook it up. Now, what I do here is I'll do the same thing here to show you what I mean. Yes, I'm keeping it running. Here's the dolly, or also known as a bogey, but they're more known as a dolly. If you have a look at the back of the dolly, or on top of the dolly, it's got a 5-point, or the same thing as the truck has got. Now, for that reason, if you have a look on the back of this trailer, on the back of the front trailer, it's got a hook here, which has the dolly's lead section connecting to the back. So let's back the rig up. Now, with this one, these trailers here coupled up behind this truck, they take round bales. Now, the reason why I say round bales is because this thing here actually stops the round bales from rolling off the truck. These here, there's green bands, right? There's nothing, as you can see, that green band is there. If I hit the L3 button, as you can see, it's gone orange. It's because there's a band there, or a belt. I'll show you what I mean, the way of doing what I need to do. Now, this truck, because it's got two trailers that are identical, the same with the one behind it, especially this trailer here can take round bales and round bales only. So, let's get started on loading this thing up. Now, with this truck, I'm going to put silage bales on both trailers. There's going to be 60 bales, because each one can take 30 bales. Let's get started. Okay, now, here's where we do the buying of stuff. Down here is bales. Now, these ones here are the straw bales. You've got square bales, round bales of silage. Now, that's the one I'm coming to now. That's what I'm going to be picking up. And then you got round bales of straw. Now, round bales of straw are basically round bales of that one there at the front. So, that's the one I want. I don't want that one. And we've also got round bales of hay here. So that's that one there, but in round bales. But I don't want that. So what I'm going to do is I am going to do this one. I'm going to here. Now it's $2,200 per bale. Each bale is 4,000 litres. Why they say litres, I don't know. So let's get started. Hang on, let's go. It's actually pounds because it's not dollars. I was kind of hoping it would be dollars, but still. Let's go. Now I've got 5 there. Now the reason why I've got 5 is because of what I'm about to do. That's 1. That's 2. 3. 4. That's 20. 25. 30. Now, that's all one trailer can hold. Use 30 bales, if they're round bales. So, let's do this. pick up those bales. Now, because I am where I am, and the truck is facing the way it is, what I will do is I will back the truck up completely all the way. Now, I do have a tractor down here, as you saw, which is also a John Deere. Now, what I'm going to do is, that trailer there with the dolly under it, that's the second trailer. Now, what I've got planned is, the trailer that I've got here is going to be the lead trailer, because that one there, which has got the dolly under it, there is no hook at the back to have this trailer hooking the back of it. Right. Whereas this one's got both of them has. Let's go. Funny part of it is with this game, and I think I know the reason why they've done it. They've done it so when little kids play this game, if little kids are playing the game, nothing bad happens to the people who are walking around. If you watch me, if it happens, you'll see what I mean. First of all, let's have a look and see what the soldiers are over there, right? Let's move that truck out, the tractor out of the way so I can get the truck over there to pick that stuff up. That out of the way. Now, let's go back to the truck. Move the truck. Got these solid bales. Now, I've got it going real time, in other words, 1 to 1. The simple reason is you have it going at max speed, which is 120 to 1, it will be nighttime, daytime, nighttime, daytime, nighttime, daytime, really, really fast, and it sort of gets a little bit confusing at times. So that's one of the reasons why I've done that. For me, it gets confusing. Yeah, I'm here right next to the solid bales. Now what I might do is I might swing the truck around and then back it towards the silage bales, because that way it'll be quicker to load. As I said, with my broadcasts, please give me likes and comments. I really appreciate that. The reason being is because, well, it makes me feel good, and seeing likes and comments come up does help me with my station. So please, as I said, likes and comments. I'm halfway through the broadcast now. The reason being is because it's going to go for an hour more than likely. This is basically, this hour here of this broadcast is going to be the setup of the farm. In other words, there will be other vehicles bought. So let's get the loading done. Okay, shut the rig off for a minute. Now, as you can see, that was auto load. The trailer is an auto load trailer. The reason being is because sometimes it can be a bit of a pain trying to do it by hand, and a lot of people don't like doing it by hand. And that's basically it. Everything on Farm Sim 17, most of it was auto load, but quite a few things weren't. A lot of people were complaining to the people who did Farm Sim 17 and Farm Sim 15 and the other farm sims, and the reason for that was because a lot of the stuff that was done was not auto load. But when it came to Farm Sim 19, they turned around and said, okay, fair enough, we will have auto load stuff for the game. And this trailer, or these trailers, including the one that's got the which will be the one for the straw and grass, was basically one of them. It was basically a they turned it into an auto load. Reason being is because exactly what I said. A lot of people were getting frustrated with doing that in the way of manual loads. Because what they used to do, or what you used to have to do, is buy a auto load mechanism, which was a trailer, by the way, and it would load it would take a load, a maximum load of 24 bales, and you also had round bale auto loads as well. And the reason why it was getting frustrating was because a lot of people, when they go to do that sort of thing, they had a little bit of problems trying to get the load on straight. Now, I was one of the people. I was having a problem getting it on straight. I don't play Farm Sim 17 much anymore. The reason being is because of Farm Sim 19. Shortly, probably early next year, Farm Sim 20 is coming out. But whether or not Farm Sim 20 will be on PS4, I don't know. A lot of the stuff I will do will be on PS4. The reason being is because I think I said it last night, I'm not too sure. My computer broke down on me a couple of months ago, which was actually a very good computer. It was an Asus. With it being an Asus, the computer itself lasted for about 6 years. Now, I used that computer when I went through TAFE, or as America would probably know it, college, unless that's more university. So that was basically the situation there. That got me through TAFE, or college, or whatever you want to call it. And it helped me a lot to get my Certificate 3, which I did end up getting. So let's continue on with the loading of this truck. And let's see what happens. Go, load. Hello, more. Great, let's see. We've got 29 now, let's see, so say 6 more, I think. Let's have a look. I'm hoping I'm right. First of all, try 5. Now, as you just saw, the trailer, the load on the trailer jumped. Now, the reason for that is because, as I said, it is an auto-load trailer, and this thing here at the back, because they're round bales, this thing here at the back, when it jumps like that, this here, hello, close it, no, we can't. No, we can't. It stops the load from rolling off the trailer. So let's get this one around the front and then get the tractor to pull out the dolly from underneath the second one. And then get another 34 ready to go. Back the truck up towards the trailer on me, and then have the tractor come over and pull out the dolly from underneath it, and then we'll pull this truck up. Now, I had a problem earlier when I was doing this, and the problem was that I was trying to get one of my road trains out onto the road so I could set it up to get it ready. And lo and behold, it didn't work because we had traffic on, which was a bit of a pain in the neck. And I came out and got hit in the second trailer on the bogie between the two trailers, or dolly as it's more commonly known. And it stopped the truck from going out. So what I did is I turned the traffic off to make sure that I can get the truck out. Now let's go. Now, because I like being true to life, even though, as I said, I've turned the traffic off, just using my caution lights or my lights up on top of the vehicle to sort of like say, yeah, okay, fair enough. Here we go. There's the trailer with the dolly under it. There's the truck that's going back into the dolly, or back up to the trailer. There's the other trailer that's loaded. Now, use this thing to back up to it. Now, there are other trailers available in the way of these sort of things. The way things are, it can get a little bit difficult at times. For example, there's trailers like, there's a trailer in here which has just come into it on a mod hub. It's a 70,000 litre or a 70 tonne trailer. Which was in Farm Sim 17. Now, I find that trailer a bit ridiculous, and the reason being is because it looks out of place in this game. So, to be honest, I don't think they should have brought it out up until they'd actually fixed the problem with the trailer. I know people are going to say to me, what problem? But the problem is, if you look at the trailer and then look at some of the trailers in the game, the trailers look more realistic. This one doesn't. They should have spent more time on that trailer because it's out of proportion completely to the rest of the vehicles and to the rest of the trailers. There is a trailer in here, however, that is a 70, I think it's either a 70,000 litre or a 60,000 litre trailer, which is into the proportion of the game. It does look realistic to the game. But, as I said, the one that I'm talking about looks nothing like it. Doesn't look anything to be in the game. So let's get going over to the truck. Now, with that being said, I will back this truck into the trailer and then move this truck into where the other bales are. Now, you know as well as I know it takes 34 bales, and that is as far as it can go with the bales. The other trailer there, I think these two trailers here can take 30 each, I think. I'm not sure, I have to double check that. Because this trailer can take 34, I've got to remember that so I can pick up all the bales. Now the reason why I switched the vehicle off in the way of the engine is because in the game it does use fuel, whereas a lot of people think games like this don't have the truck. They have the truck not use fuel. It doesn't use up fuel. Well, I'm sorry to say, it does. It does use, the truck does use fuel up. There is another game that I will broadcast shortly called Truck Driver, and in that one, the truck uses fuel up, just like this one. But there's one other one that it does do as well. If you have a collision, like an accident, you need to fix the bodywork on the truck, and not only that, the tyres wear down as well, which means it sort of takes a bit of time, a little bit more time to stop, and also the engine wears as well. So let's get these other bales and then get to it. Now I need 33 bales because I've got one over there. So let's go. Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 now. This one will be 33. So there you have it. 72,600 in the way of cost for these bales. Now, let's hook them up and rock. Bales on there at the moment. let's tie down the load. Must. Now, because this one's the rear trailer, here's why I say it's the rear trailer. If you have a look back here, there's no dolly. So this one's going to have to be the rear trailer. On the other flatbeds, there are dolly hooks on both of them. So, you know, there's no problem there, so I can switch them around wherever I want. But this one, yeah. Let's get it going. There's the other trailer full of storage. These two are going to couple up with each other. Now, it is an idea that if you do run road trains, I've done this plenty of times before, running road trains, but I did do one thing once before which didn't really work out in my favour, and that was I ran a road train that had 4 trailers. So, and my main is hang on. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, people. That was my ex. I wish you would not do that. I told her that I was going to broadcast today, so I basically told her to sod off because I didn't really want to. I mean, I know that doesn't sound nice, but I told her that I was going to broadcast today a couple of episodes. One was this, and there were a couple of others. So that was. I'm sorry, but that was a delay. So now the idea is that I've got to get this truck from underneath this trailer and underneath the other trailer, and then get the dolly underneath this trailer, and then hook the other trailer to the dolly, and then get this train up to where the horses, cattle and sheep are going to be. Then after that, I've got to get that train behind this one with its grass and hay on it and get it up to where the horses and the sheep and cattle are going to be. So let's get to it. Didn't even apologise. How's that for you? On the odd occasion, I do leave the engine running if it's going to be really, really quick. In the way of what I've got to do. But in the case of this, I don't leave the engine running, especially when I'm unloading. Now, what I am going to do when I unload the trucks is I'm going to do, even though I used auto load to load the trucks, the only reason why I used auto load to load the trucks was because of what I said. If you remember what I said to you a few minutes ago, it was a bit of a pain in the neck trying to load the trucks because they didn't have auto load on the trailers. The only trailer that had auto load was a small trailer that had a space of 24 for the trailer and 24 only. And it was a bit of a pain in the neck trying to get them lined up with the trailer that was behind the truck. So they've got an auto load trailer now which is behind the truck, so that's the bonus. That's where the plus comes. Let's get this hooked up and then we'll be in business. Now, as I said, I may have to go out, so I might only get this one episode done. I'm kind of hoping I'll get more done, but I don't think so. The reason being is because what she said, there's a possibility that there's something going on where she's off to, and I did want to see it because I very rarely get out myself. I love broadcasting stuff. Really, it is fun. It is really good time. It's a really good time to do it. Whoop-wee. Straighten this out. Don't ask me how that happened because I have no clue. Now I've got to back this up to the other train to get ready to take that train, the trailer from underneath it, or the dolly from underneath it, so I can move that train in to get its grass and hay. Now just remember people, this one here with the bales like this silage. This is for the cattle with their mixed rations, or TMR. And okay, fair enough. Please, besides that, we're doing some there with the phone call. Please give me likes and comments on my farm, and also whatever else I broadcast. The reason being is because, as I said, I like doing this sort of stuff, and if I can, I'm trying to get to the point where I am very successful. I'm trying to get it to the point where I'm successful for one reason. That's because a lot of things have been going on over the last couple of months, and I wanted to do this sort of thing a lot of the time. One of the many reasons why what happened was because my ex turned around and said to me, "Oh, it's going to cost too much. It's going to cost money. You're not allowed. You can't do it. Blah blah blah." She always thinks things cost money all the time. I looked into doing this broadcasting for YouTube, and I told her the price of it, and she didn't believe me until she actually spoke to one of my friends who does broadcasts, and she turned around and said, "Oh," and then she said to me, "Well, go ahead and do it." And I said, "Well, fantastic, brilliant, I can do it." That's the reason why I do what I do. Now that we've got this all sorted and ready to rock, what I'll do now is I will get the hay and grass and that ready to go, and then if I can, I'll get it loaded. The reason being, I say if, because I'm 54 minutes into my broadcast and I want to be done within an hour, and then that way I can do what I need to do with other broadcasts if I feel up to doing another broadcast. Because I may have to go out shortly, I'm not too sure. Now, the other ones can only take 24, which is kind of a bit of a drag, because, and it's kind of funny when I say a drag, because you got to pull the trailer along, which is basically a dragging. But other than that, not much to be done or said, so right, we need it done where it needs to be done. I'll move this one over back past the trail of the tractor. In that time, get the tractor ready to pull that trailer out. I will leave it under the dolly underneath it for now. but I will position it so it is ready to pull it out when I need it done. Now, as you can see, all my John Deere stuff and the way of my tractors is all the same model. It's all identical. So that's basically the way it's going to be with my trailers, and the trailers are all identical except for the two here. These two are for square bales, and that's why I want to have it there. Let's go. Now this one's going to be hay and grass as well, so let's do the grass first. $24, that's right. These ones will do. 6, 12, 18, 24. Okay. Now I'll go back to the truck. Start the truck up. Earlier, the reason why they've done what they've done in this game is because of little things like people being able to walk through trucks and trailers and whatnot. I don't know why they did that, or although I think I'm not too sure, but I think I know why. I'm not 100% sure. Here we go, it's loaded up. That's another 30 bucks on that. So this one can take 30 bales. This there wants to take 30 bales. What I will do is I will try and get these trains up there with the tractor. I won't unload them, because what I'll do is I'll do the unloading on these another day. The reason I say another day is I am about to hit an hour, and I don't really want to run over an hour and 10 minutes. I was trying to get it done within an hour, but I don't think it's going to happen. Trucks up there, but I won't unload them. As I said, I want to get off this and do another broadcast if I can, although I may have to go out. One trailer ready. Now the other trailer is going to have hay on it, and then that'll be it from now. So we can get the trucks up to where I need them, and then that'll be it. that trailer ready to go with the dolly underneath it. Now get over to the truck and hook it up to the other trailer. As soon as I'm done here, I'll get the trucks up to where they need to be, and then I'll save it no matter what. Because I've got to get ready to go out if I can call, because my father, well, is pretty sick, so I may have to go and see my dad. I'm kind of hoping I don't have to. I mean, I know that sounds bad, but my dad and I are pretty close. So are my mum and I, but my dad and I are closer than, you know, like father, like son. That's the sort of thing I mean. Oh man. Hang on, guys. Oh, hang on. No, I don't know that number, so you can go, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 25, 30. Okay. I am seriously, I swear to God, people, I will tear that phone out of the wall. Either that, or I will phone on the ground, so nobody when I do broadcasts like this. For you people who hopefully will like and comment on my videos, I'm kind of hoping that you guys don't really take much notice of the interruptions that I get, because, well, you know, it's a pain in the bum, because, I mean, as I said, I told my ex that I'm going to be broadcasting today, but she obviously didn't listen. So, that's that. And I'm really, truly, I am sorry. I don't mean for things to happen like this, in the way of the interruptions, but, you know, stuff like that can't be helped. You know what I mean? Have got this on auto load, which means the trailer. Now I can strap the load down. Because with it being an auto load, every once in a while, it won't. When you've got an auto load to automatically load the trailer will not recognise the load on there up until you hit a certain button and then turn auto load off. You'll see it turn auto load off when you see the load drop onto the trailer properly. So, and not only that, it will also become look like it's got weight on the trailer. So that's it. Now, as I said, I'm going to get these trucks up to where the horses are going to be, as well as the sheep and also cattle. Now, that one over there, as I said, is simple horses, but I'm not going to get horses yet. The reason being is because, as I said, I'm overtime at this moment. I should be off. I did say I'd be off by 1 within an hour. I've been on an hour 5 minutes, so I've got to try and get off as fast as possible, and then, well, do what I can. And even though she's not related to me, my sister's come on, so I won't real careful with it before I do go. And I'm kind of thinking of giving her my mobile number, but I'm not sure yet. The reason why I say that, well, she's a great person to talk to. I've got her on actually Facebook is nice. Okay, let's go. Okay, that's the truck's loaded and ready to go. Now, if these trucks struggle, in other words, have problems getting up through trailers, I probably will buy different trucks for them to pull those trailers uphill. I was planning on buying trailers before the end of this episode, but it obviously hasn't happened. What I'll do now is I'll move this truck in front up to where I need it, and then I'll bring the other one up. Seriously hope this truck can make it up. It's a bit unfair. And my next episode for this Farm Sim 19 will be the unloading of these trailers into the machine which will make these rations for the animals, and also the one that will make cut up the grass for the sheep. See what I mean by struggling getting up the hill? That's because of the load, with how heavy the load is. Because those bales have got quite a lot of weight behind them, so that's one of the reasons for the struggle for the truck. Now, I've got to park this over here somewhere. I've got two tractors up here, as you can see. One's got arms on it so it can unload the trucks. And the other one basically, well, it hasn't, so yeah. Now, probably by the second episode, you'll see what I mean when the vehicles have got to be unloaded. I'm kind of hoping to have that done shortly, but I'll try and get that done in the next episode. You never know, guys. I might even have to leave the trailers here totally, because a lot of the time when you unload these things, it's kind of a pain, because a lot of them, a lot of the machinery that you see, like for example that thing over there, that thing's going to have total mixed rations in it for the cattle. The other one's going to have the grass in it for the sheep. And the other one that I'm going to have is probably going to have grass for the horses. Now, that's one of the reasons why I should have had two trailers of grass, not just the one. Here we go with this one. Let's see, pray to God this one can get up there. The other one struggles, and this one's got a lot more weight behind it, so let's pray it gets up there. Now, what I will do is, when I get up there, I will unstrap the loads and then save it. So then, that's it. And what I'll do next time also is, when I am also have, I also do harvesting for you, not harvesting, ploughing in the field, because I did some harvesting last night on one of the fields here on this farm last night when I was talking with a friend of mine. So then I was going to see if I could do the ploughing last night, but I was just too tired. It was about 3 AM. And then that was it. Okay, P, let's go. As soon as I've done here, I've got to save it and then be ready to go if I get a phone call again to get going, because my father, as I said, is ill, and he is reasonably well. He's doing okay, but thank God he's not in hospital. So that's one of the many bonuses. I'm glad he's not in hospital. Now to untie these two here, and then I've got to save it, and I'll have to say au revoir. Okay, there we go. Alright, as I said, au revoir. The reason being is because, as I said earlier, I've got to get off because I'm running over time. I'm an hour 12 minutes. I was hoping to be only an hour. But other than that, be careful and play safe, as I always say. Bye.